5 is alive.
Hello, LA.
What is that? What is that? That was just some rubbish.
It actually,
that was
no.
some deep.
Who is it from?
What?
Hello, LA. It's
Hello,
some
LA?
sort of. It's. Come on, help me out, people.
Was it English?
It's a band from the 70s, I believe.
Oh, that's where I missed
Hello,
it.
LA.
If you had said something in the 80s, I would have been all over that.
True.
But you messed it
but
up when you went to
welcome
70s.
To the 70s.
Okay, it's that 70s show.
Come on, I love the 70s. Brae loves the 80s. I love the 70s.
Yes.
I don't know. It's a funny thing. Oh, where are we? Okay,
It's a
here I
funny thing.
am. Here I am.
It's a very funny thing.
And welcome to anyone who is joining us who I haven't yet seen, because I'm too busy getting things all ready
we're getting
here.
things ready here.
Let's
Hold on a
see.
second. Oh, that's not it. Where? Oh, here we are. I was looking at the top.
We're all like,
I'm looking at the
where
top
are
one.
we?
I'm like, where am I?
Just what they
Mark
long to see as they go
announcement.
on our video. Where are we? We don't know where we are. Mayday.
Share there.
Yeah. So, how are you guys doing?
Hello, everybody.
Let us know how you're doing.
Hi, Kathy.
What's new? Hey, Kathy. Kathy, my cousin in Florida. And we
How
haven't
is it
seen
going in
each other.
Florida?
We have not seen each other in, I'm guessing, about 45 years. I don't know. It seems. Oh,
Wow.
no, actually, I think we saw. Were you there? You were there at my parents' 50th anniversary. So,
Oh, yeah.
but still, that was
A while ago.
a very long time ago.
Yeah.
that
How's
we
Florida
saw each
doing?
other. How's
Doing good?
Florida? How is Florida?
Good morning, top of the morning to you all. We have a amazing topic tonight titled "Afraid of the Dark?" ? So we're going to be talking about some
Dark stuff.
dark stuff that's happening in the world.
We're going dark.
We're going dark.
We're going dark.
But we're also going to see what God's okay. Let's talk about the dark stuff because God is on the throne. We're going to go there. So God's inviting us backstage to talk to him about that. But tonight we do not have a artist to spotlight tonight, but Jill wanted to do something fun.
Right, and let me say that we do not have, not because we do not ask, because we do ask.
Where are you?
We do ask, and so we ask that you all submit your photos of your work or your writing or whatever, so we can highlight you. It's important. So my question for the evening is, Kathy's like, am I alone? You might be right now.
I know, where are you?
I know, where is everyone?
There's several people watching it right now, but no one's, everyone's quiet.
So no one's commenting. Okay. So comment, there's
Jan's.
All right, it's dark back here. Yes, so please shout out if you are on, and I'm going to ask you to say hi, just so that I know you are there. And since we do not have an artist to spotlight, my question to you is, are you working on something creative? And if you are right now, would you post it? Would you put it in the comment section? What you are creating?
What you were
Even
doing.
if you watch this later. So if you're hearing this after the fact, I'm calling you out, and write it on the comments, because I think it's important that we all encourage each other in our creative expression.
Yeah.
If you're writing a book, hey, here's a perfect opportunity to say, yeah, I'm writing a book. This is what I'm writing. Buy it.
Maybe you're hard boiling eggs and you plan to color them. Like, let us know.
We do like to think out of the box, and Brae is showing you how much so right now.
Just what we're saying is, whatever creativity that you were doing that's keeping your sanity.
Right.
Let us know.
Are you cooking? Are you sewing? Are you baking? Are you Are you
let us know if you're
doing
baking,
jigsaw
because I'm coming
puzzles?
over.
Are you Are you writing a book? Are you writing a poem? Are you whatever you're doing? Let us know what you're doing and put it on here. Look, I'm going to show you. I'm going to model what it looks like. I am writing a book called Supernatural Creativity. Do not steal that title, anyone, because I am 7 chapters in.
Do not
Boom,
steal that title.
right there. I just did it.
You already got the .com.
I know, you know what I mean. I'm just being cheeky. So
use these great words. Cheeky.
Okay, so I'm gonna read the comments. Okay, I'm writing a book called Supernatural Creativity. Jan says, after Saturday, I got the nudge to finally start writing.
Yes.
Come on, Saturday, she's meeting our KWA gathering.
Jan, are you coming to Idlewild?
Yes, she is. She is, my buddy. And she says, so she's retired and she can do this. So she says, I am brainstorming on what I will start. Pray, please. Very beginning. So here's the fun thing about writing. It's writing that first line. Writing that first word is like, everybody has that same feeling like, I don't know. I don't know. Can I do this? Because you never have. If you've never written a book and it's your first time writing a book, the first time you sit down to write that book, you will sit there and go, I'm doing this. Like, can I do this? Everyone, I don't care what your skill level is. You could have a master's degree in whatever. You'll sit there and go, so we're here to say, yes, you can. You can do this.
Yep.
It just takes typing that first sentence, and then the next sentence, and then the paragraph, and co-laboring with Holy Spirit in you to write through you. It'll come out, and it's so wonderful. But taking that first step is huge, is it not?
Yes.
Yeah.
It is one big step for mankind.
And one tiny step for God. Tiny step for God. He does this all day long.
Yeah.
So, and you're not doing it alone, which is the wonderful thing.
But you just think about it. Every person, like, let's think of every great author, like C.S. Lewis or J.R. Tolkien. They had to start somewhere.
And they had the same thoughts that
and
you
they didn't know what they were doing.
Right. They're like,
we have this mentality that we think everybody knows what they're doing. Half the time,
except me.
Half the time, Jill and I don't know what we're doing.
That's true. But we do it anyway.
But we do it anyways because it's just on our heart to do. We're so in love with God. He's so creative. He's the master creator, and we just chase after Papa. Ephesians 5. Imitate me in everything that I do, he says.
He wrote a book.
He wrote a book,
Yeah.
but everything he does, he's saying imitate him. So, he's our role model. God is our role model. And let's live on the edge with him, and let's go to the edge. And it's scary and fun and exciting, but you do it with other people. That's why God has community. He didn't send out people one at a time. He said, go out 2 by 2. Because I need you guys to help each other out, because one of you is going to get depressed or somebody's going to fall, and you're going to need that person to pick you up. So he's building community. It's so important. So here we are with Kingdom Creativity International. This is about community. This is about pastoring the creatives, discipling the creatives. And we're excited to pour into you guys and to love on you and encourage you to go after the calling that God's placed upon you. This is your life. Yeah. This is your time. This is our now moment. And what does Hamilton say? I'm not going to miss my shot. I'm not throwing away my shot.
I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. Okay, so if you're coming on a little bit late, what we're doing is because we don't have an artist to highlight tonight, we're asking you to comment in the section.
We're highlighting all of you.
Right. We're highlighting you, all of you. So whether you're seeing this now, whether you're seeing this 10 days from now, comment in this section.
Rise up, Brae.
Come on, rise up.
Rise up.
Okay, comment on what you are creating right now. So Brae knows exactly what we're talking about.
See, everyone knows Hamilton.
So, yeah,
I saw it once.
So
Jill saw it how many times?
I don't know, 18. But anyway,
I heard it in the other room.
Right in the comment section what you're creating right now, whether it's a book, whether it's a meal, whether it's whatever it is, curriculum. Brae.
Yeah.
I know she's working on that.
Bree's
a wonderful teacher.
Being very creative
and maybe
these
you're
days.
a homeschool mom creating
homeschool moms,
right
you guys
now.
are getting crazy bombarded.
Write it down, and we will celebrate you. I will
Yeah.
celebrate you right now.
Come on.
Celebrating you in all of your creative expression right now. Yes, lessons for my students. That's what she's saying.
Yep.
There you go. That's creative.
Big
it's
time.
brilliant, especially when Brae does this, because she ties in everything.
Yeah.
She takes the lesson and then brings in stuff that they encounter in real life.
Yeah.
And has them, she just weaves it so beautifully together so that these kids aren't just learning lessons, they're learning life lessons. And I applaud Brae for her super creative middle school teaching.
I was just telling everyone online, I said, because I posted on my page asking, how many of you are having kids 5 days a week at school, not at home, but at school? So we're getting, a bunch of people typing in, and one person's got one kid full time at school 5 days, then he's got another kid that's 4 days there and 1 day at home, and then another one that's 2 days there and the rest at home. I said what I would do is my kids would have been graduated on day one and we're moving on. I just couldn't do it.
I tell you what, right there, that's really interesting, because right there is creative. When you can juggle those kinds of schedules and organize your family in all those different areas, that's creative genius, right? Creativity comes in all forms, people. Comes in all forms. So
Kathy, you're creating a loving environment for your 88-year-old mother-in-law. Come on.
I love that.
We applaud that. We applaud that.
Yes, that takes time, attention, devotion, planning. It takes a massive amount of creative expression to do that, to love on her in that way.
Gina, my creativity is going towards plans for my escape. You got to be creative when you're escaping prison.
She's not in prison.
It's COVID prison.
COVID prison.
COVID prison, or I don't know what prison you're in or where you're at.
And Miss Gina was our spotlighted artist was it last week?
I don't. Yeah, it might have been last week. Yeah, it was last week.
You can see how creative she is.
It was last week.
She's amazing.
This is episode 22, guys.
22.
So let's get started.
All right.
And we just
tell them what they won.
Let me tell you what you guys won. Come on down.
Come on,
You're the
Pat,
next contestant on KCI. You won a brand new car.
Yay! That's what we need, actually.
Why? Because we can't send you to Disneyland. They're closed. All right, bad joke.
We're going downhill fast. No wonder this thing is called
Welcome to BackStage Pass, guys. BackStage Pass is all about inviting the VIPs backstage with God. It's based off of the scripture found in Hebrews where it says, stay anchored behind the veil with God. So that's where we get BackStage Pass from. And God is inviting us to have a conversation backstage with him about anything and everything, and that it's a safe place, and that he wants to talk to us. And we don't have to be politically correct. We don't have to be all of these things that the world dominates to try to dominate our time and our language, but it's a place where we can be safe and have a real conversation with him. And the point of this is that we have this conversation that's going to last like 20 minutes, and then we want you guys to stay behind the veil after we turn this video off, where you stay back behind stage with God personally and continue to have the conversation with him, because it doesn't end here with us coming on here and just talking about it. All it is we're creating community, we're creating space for God to show up and talk to us. And does he want to talk to us? Yes. Heck yes. And is he talking to us? Yes, he is. And that's why he's prayed. Jesus saying, I pray that you guys have ears to hear and eyes to see what the Father is saying and doing. And so right now we're praying that all of us have eyes to see and ears to hear what God is saying and doing right now in this time and in this place and in the darkness that surrounds us right now. And what does God want to say about the darkness that is happening right now in the world? And so Jill is going to bring us through this, and she has all the answers.
Yes.
Welcome. My name is Brae Wyckoff. I'm the president of KCI, King of Creativity International, and this is my amazing wife,
Jill Wyckoff, who has all the answers.
She has all the answers.
And it's all wrapped up into one answer,
So,
and you could probably guess it.
So email JillElizabethWyckoff@gmail.com.
And I'm going to give you the answer. Starts with a J, ends with an S. Okay, so we've been doing this now for what? This is our 22nd episode.
22nd week.
We have been doing this throughout COVID and all the rest. We've talked many times about how crazy the world is out there.
Yeah.
Tonight's going to be no different. We're talking about how crazy the world is out there.
Yeah,
I've shared some of my own personal stuff with you on these backstage passes, these times when I've been hit pretty hard and feeling very low and having to fight my way through it. And this week was also one of those weeks. It wasn't so much of a fight, more of just a revelation. And it was just coming at me from all sides in terms of how dark it is out there. How very, very dark. And I was hearing all kinds of stories about, oh gosh, like this one, and I don't even know where it is because I apologize, I don't have all the facts. But I will tell you the stories as they were shared with me. So there was a couple of police officers who were shot.
Yep.
I don't know if it was a child or someone came to them, shot them multiple times in the face and the head. They're in the hospital fighting for their lives, and there is a group of people on the outside of the hospital saying, let them die.
Yeah.
Let them die. They are chanting death over these two police officers. It's breaking my heart, and it is so dark.
That's dark.
It is dark. They didn't do anything. These officers didn't do anything. There was another situation where there was a Black Lives Matter rally of some sort. We all know Black Lives Matter. Yeah. I think we all agree, at least in this house, very much agree that Black Lives Matter. Let me preface it with that. A woman was walking by, and she agreed as well, Black Lives Matter. And then she happened to say, all lives matter, which is also something we believe in. She walked, as she was walking, someone came and shot her 5 times and killed her because she said, yes, Black Lives Matter and all lives matter. As simple as that.
Yeah.
And it wasn't meant to be, hey, in your face. When you hear these types of things, or live birth abortions, or a friend of mine had her father die of COVID this week. Another friend of mine, her coworker's son killed himself this week. There has been so much. I mean, the law that passed in California that kind of decreased the penalties for pedophilia. I mean, there is so much going on. Social media. We were watching a show on Netflix, Social Dilemma, last night, and it's a real deal. There's stuff going on, just the controls and things, and
I can't live without this thing. I'm addicted to it.
We all are, to a degree.
Yeah.
And then how there's division that sets in, and one of the gentlemen on there was saying, they said, what do you think will happen if we don't do something about it, put in some kind of regulations or requirements or something? And he said, they said, what are you most afraid of? And he said, civil war. And he said, I'm afraid humanity will not exist.
Yeah.
Will not exist. And so, you're just, it's one of these things. And I know I'm going super dark, but that's the whole thing. It's like, are you afraid of the dark? And so we are dealing with this stuff, and we're not dealing with, as it says Ephesians 6:12, our struggle's not against flesh and blood, right?
Yeah.
Against the rulers and the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. And so, being that is the case, we have to go to the Word, right? So we have to go to God. And do you know that the most often command, I'm saying this wrong, but the command that is most often listed in the Bible is, do not be afraid. Do not be afraid.
Why?
They said it was
Why
70 times
that?
in the
Why
NIV and over 200 times in terms of fear not, do not be afraid. You know,
Why?
the other, you know, do not fear, the other ways of saying the same thing. So
why would God
saying,
say that? Why would God write that down so many times for us to hear? Because there's so many things to be afraid of.
It's scary as hell out there.
Yeah.
It's scary as hell.
It's nuts.
It is
bonkers.
Nuts. It is nuts. So I'm going to encourage you to do your own word search study on this.
Yeah.
But I'm going to just give you a couple of examples. Exodus 14:13. Do not be afraid. And then he tells you what to do.
Yeah.
But don't be afraid. This is what you do. Stand firm. Stand firm, and you will see the deliverance the Lord will bring you today. So there is a command, and then there's an action.
Yep.
Do not be afraid. Stand firm. Stand firm. Do not be afraid of them. The Lord your God will fight for you. That's Deuteronomy 3:22. I mean, I remember a couple weeks back when I had this other melting kind of experience, and a little bit of a meltdown. And I'm like, oh God, what do I do, right? And he reminded me the battle belongs to me. He's like, I've got people in place. That was when we talked about your assignment.
Your assignment. That was a powerful message.
He's like, the battle. Remember, I'm putting people in place, but the battle belongs to me. Joshua 10:8, do not be afraid of them. I have given them into your hand. Not one of them will be able to withstand you. And Luke 12:32, do not be afraid, little flock, for your Father has been pleased to give you the kingdom. He just talks so much about not being afraid, and it is not like this polite little suggestion.
No.
Like, oh, you don't have to be afraid if you don't want to.
It's a do not.
Do not be afraid. Do not fear. Another interesting thing is that it says there are several, I think there's like 10 scriptures that say, do not be afraid, followed by, do not be discouraged.
Right.
Do not
That's
be discouraged. Joshua 1:9, have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. So I like that because it's not like, just don't be afraid. Just don't be afraid.
Yeah.
No, it's like, don't be afraid, and this is why.
Right. Because
I am God, and I'm going to take care of it.
Yeah.
There's scary, scary stuff out there.
And God has a resume, guys. So that's why he's saying, and because don't be afraid because I'm your God. He has a resume, right? This isn't his first pandemic. This isn't his first rodeo show. This isn't his first a battle with darkness in the world. I mean, what were the Jews and Israelites dealing with back in that time with the Romans? That was dark and sick and twisted. I mean, these pedophilia, you know, the all kinds of nasty, dark stuff, murder, mayhem, chaos. And they don't have social media back then to blast it, right? It only happened in these certain pockets all over, behind closed doors, in the dark. Right now, the darkness is scary in regards to this time because we get to see it. It is blatantly out in front of us. It is being showcased all over the place.
And I think for us, we've never dealt with this before.
No,
we've never lived in it. We have lived through dark times, but never.
Yeah.
To me, anything close to remotely close to where we're at right now.
But God positioned us perfectly
I
in
know.
this time, in this place. So
I
what are
know.
we to do as believers? Where are we? Where, you know, Scripture just comes alive right now, where it says, you know, let your light shine on that city hill, and, you know, don't
Yeah.
cover it with a bushel. You know, don't get hide it in the darkness. Let that brightness disperse the darkness. And what is
Yeah.
that? That is hope and joy and love and creativity. Let's blast the world with God's creativity living and breathing in and through us as believers.
Or whatever your assignment
Yeah.
is, you know. Going back to being not discouraged, Deuteronomy 31:8, do not be afraid or discouraged. For the Lord will personally go ahead of you. He will be with you.
Personally.
He will neither fail you nor abandon you. That is really something to hold on to.
Yeah.
Isaiah 41:10. So do not fear, for I am with you. Be not dismayed or discouraged, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will help you and uphold you with my righteous right hand. He's going to give us the strength we need.
Yep.
You know, the opposite of discourage is encouraged. Do
yeah.
not be discouraged. Be encouraged, which is filled with courage.
Yes.
Yeah. So he who is in us is who is in us is greater than he who is in the world, because we know we're dealing with dark stuff out there.
So powerful.
But we've got God in us. And I had this analogy that came to my mind.
Bring it.
You know, when you go into a really, really dark room, you come in from maybe you come in from outside where it's bright.
Yeah.
And then you come into or
like
dark, a movie, right? Or whatever.
Yeah.
But you're in this dark room. There is not any light, and you're like literally blinded for a little bit.
Yeah.
You're literally blinded. You can't see anything. The longer you stay in the dark, you can start to see a little bit more. You see kind of shadowy outlines of things, and you can kind of see them. When that happens, you can kind of get around a little bit.
Yep. Your eyes are adjusting.
But you may still bump into stuff. So this is my thing. Do not stay there. Yeah. Because when we're in these dark times and we're like, it's all around us, there can be a tendency to sit there and go, well, hey, I'm kind of starting to see a little bit. Right? You're getting comfortable within the darkness. Because you kind of can see a little bit, but eventually you're going to bump into something, or someone's going to bump into you, and it's not going to be good. So don't stay in that dark spot, even if you're starting to get used to it.
So good.
Let your light shine. Just exactly what Brae was saying.
So good.
Jesus said, I am the light of the world. Those who embrace me will experience life-giving light, and they will never walk in darkness.
And the key word there is they will experience. There's a physical experience you're going to have. So good.
Walk with him. Turn on the light. Don't be satisfied with just being able to see enough to get you through the damn day. And I'm sorry I'm saying that, but you know what I mean?
Good.
Because we can all do that. We can all go like, oh, I'm just, don't stay there, because you have the light of Christ in you to shine, and other people need to see it.
Yeah.
Other people need to see it. How they're going to see it through you, God will let you know that.
Yeah.
God will let you know that, but you have got to shine the light in the darkness. You've got to.
We have to.
We have to. Jesus is the answer.
Yep.
But we carry him, and we've got that light within us, and we have to shine it. We have to shine it to cast out fear. And you know what casts out fear? What drives out fear? Perfect love. Perfect love drives out fear. So we do not have to be afraid.
Yep.
We don't have to. We can see it for what it is. It's gnarly and it's nasty, but God is so much greater.
Yes.
But God. So I guess this whole conversation is just to I just want people to recognize that It's crazy.
Let's talk
It's
about it.
crazy out
Exactly.
there, and I'm talking to God, and I'm saying, I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like it. So, you know, what's for me, first thing I have to do is how do I shine my light? I have to get into the word first.
Yeah.
I have to sit with the light
Yep.
in order to be able to shine the light.
Yeah.
I have to pray. I have to worship. I have to set my eyes on him. That's how I do it. You can talk to him.
Moses came down off that mountain glowing because he was with the Lord.
He's glowing.
Let's glow. Let's go to the Lord and
Come
come back glowing. And all of this other stuff, all this chaos down here in this lower level will dissipate through that glow as we're like, everything will just, you know, it's not that it doesn't matter. It matters. All these things are bad and evil, and you know, we're all fighting in different ways, whatever our assignment is. If you haven't watched that episode, go back and watch that. It was a couple weeks ago, and Jill had a brilliant message just talking about what is our assignment, because we can't take on everything and we get overwhelmed with the darkness. But what is our assignment? What is God calling us to do? And what has he asked us to do? And that's when we need to step in and be that warrior for him in that aspect.
And shine that light. So if you shine your light in the way that God is requiring you to, and I shine my light in the way that God is asking me to, and we all shine the one little light that God gave us, we're going to burn pretty
I'm gonna let
bright.
it shine.
We're going to be pretty bright.
Let it shine.
Right?
I'm gonna let it shine. Yeah, so true. I mean,
There
and
you
we do
go.
it together, guys. You're not,
That's
you know,
it.
the one thing the enemy loves to do is isolate us, get us alone, get us depressed, get us watching the news, get us watching something that's going to bring on this darkness. And there's exactly what Jill was saying, a great analogy of make us be blinded at first, but then we start feeling more normalized in the darkness.
Like this is
like,
the way it
I can
is.
see the outline of that chair. I don't know the color. I can't see anything. But I know there's a chair there because I can barely see the outline
and
of it.
I can kind of move around.
I
and
can,
I'm getting used to
you know,
the way
I'm
it
getting
is.
used to it. And that's brilliant what Jill's saying. And that's the Holy Spirit right there, because God speaks in parables, in this comparison of being settled in the darkness. That's a big word right there. That's a big, because we're all doing that. We're all getting stuck in these dark areas, and we're getting used to it. We're getting desensitized.
Or this is the way it just has to be.
Yeah.
And I don't believe it has to be this way.
It's not.
I believe it is worse for me.
Yeah.
Than I notice than it's ever been. But it doesn't have to be worse for eternity. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to always be like this.
Yeah.
This does not have to be, oh, this is as good as it gets. I don't believe that. This is not as good as it gets. And God has a plan, and I don't see the whole of it.
Yep.
But I know it's Jesus.
Yeah.
And I know that's the only answer. And us actually, like we've been saying, shining the light that he is calling us to. For Brae, it's in the schools.
Yeah.
It's in the middle school. You know, it's, you know, for Gina, it's at her job. For Kathy, it's for her 88-year-old mother-in-law. We each are called to a certain part, and we each got to shine our light.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid of the dark. I don't need you to be worried about me, and I don't want to be worried about you. I think we don't need to be afraid of the dark, because we are weaponized against the dark. We're weaponized against him, and it's simply
so good.
It's simply us moving in the way that God has called us to move, and shining our light in the way that he's asking us to, and you know, being his mouth and his eyes and his arms and his ears and his being the body.
I'm going to end it with this and say that the new Star Wars Mandalorian show that's been really hitting, and everyone loves when the Mandalorian says, "This is the way," and that's become now a catchphrase with us. This is the way. But who is the ultimate way?
Who is the way?
Jesus is the way. He is the way. He is the only way. And so when we as believers say, he is the way, and he's inside of us. Let him shine bright before all that you come in contact with, and more importantly for you, let him shine bright for you.
Yeah.
And then, like an airplane, when they say if the stuff comes down, put it on your face before you put it on the next person's,
Mm-hmm.
right? So let your light shine for you first, and then your light will broaden to reach other people. But we got to be healthy, and we got to be whole, and we got to be in a right place to do battle with this darkness. And God's on the throne. He's not getting off. This is not gonna end well with darkness. It's gonna be violent.
We know how the story ends.
Grace is gonna take over darkness violently, and we're a part of that. So
we are part of that. That's the interesting part too.
we're part of that.
Lord, you could have put me in the the Middle Ages. Why did you put me here? But it's purposed.
Here we are.
It's a divine plan and a divine appointment, and you're in it. You're in this plan.
Yeah.
I've noticed that there's a question here by Kathy, and Kathy, I won't have time to answer your question here, but I will answer it. I'm going to reach out to you and directly, and so we can chat about your question, because I think it's a valid one. She's asking, why must we feel the pain? And so I'm not discarding that or disregarding it. I'm going to contact you directly, and we can have more chats about that, because that's a good question.
Very good question.
I want to end with the prayer.
Yeah.
I like to pray.
Pray us out, Jill.
I like to pray scripture.
After she prays, I'm going to end this, but I want you guys to stay back behind the veil, backstage with God, and keep talking to him. Kathy, you especially, keep talking to Papa God about why we must feel the pain. Let him speak to you. He is speaking, so I pray for ears to hear, that you have to hear what he has to say about pain.
Right, and maybe that will be a topic we talk about in the future as well. Yeah. So I'm just going to pray Romans 8:38-39 over you guys.
Come on.
So and just take it upon yourself. Just as I say the word, just go, yep, I've got it. So it says, and this is the Passion Translation. So now I live with the confidence that there is nothing in the universe with the power to separate us from God's love. I'm convinced that his love will triumph over death, life's troubles, fallen angels, or dark rulers in the heavens.
Yes.
There is nothing in our present or future circumstance that can weaken his love. There is no power above us or beneath us. No power that could ever be found in the universe that can distance us from God's passionate love, which is lavished upon us through our Lord Jesus Christ, the Anointed One. Nothing can separate you from the love of God.
Nothing.
His perfect love that drives out all fear.
Oh, so
we
good.
Love you guys.
Love you. Stay backstage with them. Keep talking with them. We'll see you next Wednesday. Love you guys.
Love you.